Hello, everyone. Welcome to another wonderful episode of the Trailblazers podcast. Today's episode is all about being a wonderful leader in healthcare industry. And I have invited someone who has done some amazing things. You will know very soon. So, our guest today is Dr. Wardah Qureshi. She is not just a medical doctor, but also a multidisciplinary hybrid expert for healthcare technologies. And she also works as a healthcare transformation consultant. Welcome to the show, Dr. Wardah. How are you today?
Thank you. I'm very excited and looking forward to have this exciting conversation with you.
Yes, the feeling is mutual, and I'm glad you were able to make time for us.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting.
So, being a licensed medical professional and working in your research, your PhD, um, how did the transition from just the medical field into becoming an advisory and a medical consultant happen?
I think that diversity, which I have right now in the professional life, was always there.
Right.
So, Varda, me, is a Pakistani girl who was born and raised in Saudi Arabia.
Mhm.
And I went to Pakistan to study medicine, of course,
Mhm.
in one of the top colleges of Pakistan, which is Dow Medical College. And I'm very proud to be a graduate of that college. Then coming back to Saudi and starting my clinical journey as a graduate, like a medical graduate, when you do your house job, which we call internship as well.
Hmm.
And but I always had questions since childhood.
Right.
Why this is like this? Why it is happening like this?
Mm.
So, as a clinician, when I started working, I had those questions. Why am I following this protocol? Why do we have this policy?
Mm.
So that gave me a depth into understanding that, there is a healthcare management industry. So moving forward, there was a clinical incident that happened in one of the hospitals where I was working as a
Right.
clinician, and which compromised the patient. And I got introduced to the quality department and patient safety. So
Mm.
that gave me further broader perspective of healthcare.
Right.
And I started realizing that me as a clinician is doing a very crucial part of treating the patient, but that's one part of the healthcare. Healthcare is a huge industry
Hmm.
and it's a very long process from one end to the another. Like, a parking lot in a hospital, it requires management as well.
Yeah.
Me as a clinician doesn't think about it.
Yes.
I'm just used to getting a needle and a syringe and injecting a medicine into a patient. But from where is that coming? There is a supply chain, there's a procurement
Yes.
management, everything.
There's a system.
There's a system, yes. So I started looking at healthcare as a healthcare whole industry.
Hmm.
So that actually probed an idea why not to study MBA? And people started calling me a little bit of crazy because most of the people who work in pharmaceuticals or who go to this direction, they usually go for MBA. But I was going there to get the answers.
Hmm.
And one of the day in the emergency room where I used to work as a GP, they brought in a very interesting ultrasound machine
Hmm.
and they asked us to use it. And I belong to that generation of healthcare providers who were the early adopters of electronic healthcare records, EHR or EMR, as we call it, electronic medical records and electronic health records. So we were given trainings by the companies who are giving us these softwares, but it wasn't matching my needs as a clinician.
Hmm.
While I was using it, or we were using it in the ward, we started realizing, oh, this has this option, or maybe we can use it this way and that way. So that incident in the emergency department where patient was compromised
Hmm.
gave me broader view of healthcare industry and this constraint that I want to use the technology, but the tech people are not teaching me properly how to use it.
Right.
And you're a smart doctor, but you start feeling dumb because you are not able to use the technology the way it is. Plus, they are promising some benefits and some outcomes, which I'm not achieving. And they are not even showing me how to achieve that. So this is in 2014, that constraint, that stress all together pushed me to go for an MBA. And I wanted to look at healthcare industry from a broader perspective.
Right.
So I started studying business, which I studied here in Dubai at University of Wollongong. And to my professor's surprise and to my surprise, I graduated as a top grad of a business school. They used to ask me, "You are a doctor. How come you're scoring so high?" And actually, they encouraged me to go forward. So, in master's, I wrote the thesis about healthcare innovation in UAE, which is focused that there is a boom. It's the talk of the town. But the more we are talking, we are not seeing those results of healthcare innovation. So there are some, showstoppers, there are some barriers. And the main challenge, which in my perspective, is the challenge of human capital of healthcare,
Okay.
which means my fraternity, doctors, nurses, radiologists, physiotherapists, all these technicians and skilled clinical people who take care of patients in one or the another way. So, what I have written or discovered in my thesis and masters that the demand for innovation is always top down. The organizational or government policies will, ignite the
Right.
adoption or innovation in healthcare system. But a successful innovation and adoption of it will always be bottom up.
Right. So, in your views, what are the core components of a truly smart healthcare system?
Truly smart healthcare system. It's a huge thing with lots of, I would say, teeny tiny and major, steps and things into it. But a smart healthcare system has smart healthcare providers, which is the human capital of the healthcare. That means they have the right knowledge, they have the right skills, they have the right attributes to use, adopt any protocols, clinical guidelines, technology, policies, everything. So a good healthcare system does not exist without good healthcare providers.
Hmm.
Imagine you have a fancy building of a hospital with all the best machines into it, but your doctors and nurses are not properly trained to use it. So you will never achieve those outcomes. So a good healthcare system means you have skilled, or you can say high quality human capital in it.
Right. But there's so many organizations that are stressing on the use of just AI and are saying that very soon we are not going to need skilled doctors because there is AI to take care of the operations and the surgery and even diagnosis and prescription of medicines and diagnose and then offer a cure and consulting services as well. So you are saying that we need skilled professionals,
Definitely.
and everybody else is telling us that, okay, there are machines, you no longer need skilled professionals. Where is the balance?
Yeah, this is a very, very important question these days. And there are technically there are two groups who are on both extremes. One is very, I would say, in a very fixed mindset that we will just need healthcare providers and no technology should be there. And there is an extreme group which says that technology will take over everything and we will not have. So, as predicted by World Bank and other international platforms, two professions are the fastest growing and will always be there.
Right.
Is the education department, or the lecturers and teachers, despite that we have a lot of technology. And second is the healthcare. Why? Because both requires compassion and both requires transfer of knowledge
Right.
and of course transfer of care in healthcare particularly.
Yeah.
Now, when we say that technologies will take over, so I usually give an answer to that, that today in the aviation industry, all aeroplanes have an autopilot.
Hmm.
So when the plane has reached the altitude and it's cruising, usually it's on the autopilot. But when it comes to takeoff, ascending, then descending and landing, it's always the pilot and it will always be the pilot. Because it requires human judgment in that particular wind, climate, the condition of the runway, or any kind of other situations.
Yeah.
So same remains for the humans. AI can do the repetitive work, the mundane, things. But at the same time, me as a physician or my fraternity, my people, they look into you. How are you feeling today? What is affecting you today?
Hmm.
What might change tomorrow for you?
Right.
So for this, we will always need clinicians, nurses, physicians, So that will be there. Some of our work, yes, it should be automated. So I'm a balance. I'm in between. I am saying that there should be human intervention always
Hmm.
blended with technology to remove the extra work of, this very mundane, repetitive things and all that writing and transcribing, or rather than forcing your brain to do a judgment, it's good to take, help of an AI.
Hmm.
So AI can make a diagnosis for me. A search engine can give me a diagnosis.
Hmm.
But once again, it's me who will decide whether it fits for my patient or not. And that's why the boom of precision medicine is there.
Because everybody is unique, right?
Yes.
And every body is unique.
Yes. In every
It
year.
has every year. And
Yes.
with passage of time, it keeps on developing unique needs for care.
Absolutely.
So that cannot be ignored.
Well, definitely, because everybody is growing older every day, every year. And there are changes in your hormones, in your cells, in your body in different ways.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, in your views, where do you see the biggest inefficiencies in current healthcare systems? And how can digital innovation address them?
So you are taking me back to 2014, it's 12 years ago. And actually, the thesis which I have written, my PhD, is actually the idea generated in 2014, realizing it, the inefficiency or insufficiency. As I said, the tech people were teaching us how to use this electronic health records, and they were promising an outcome, but we were not achieving it.
Right.
So the biggest gap right now is the tech industry is excited to make healthcare softwares, but they don't understand the healthcare industry. So I usually, when I do the mentorship for the, startups for this kind of IT companies, I usually request them, go and sit and spend 1 month in an emergency room or 1 month in a clinic. So you will see that how the processes are happening every day. So this is one of the things. Another thing, the healthcare providers, they are ready to adopt technology. We want to make
Yeah.
our lives easy. We want to, treat patients better and faster, more efficiently. But we are not getting that, I would say, ease or comfort
So
from
you
the
feel
management.
that the systems provided lack.
It's a it's a very small puzzle piece which is missing, but it's a very crucial piece.
Right.
So governments, policymakers, organizations, healthcare organizations I'm talking about, tech companies and clinicians, they all want each other to use technology. They are willing to support each other, but at the same time without understanding each other. So the gap is in, alignment with each other's needs. So governments want people to use AI. Organizations take that macro pressure and bring it to the organization. Physicians, clinicians, nurses, they want to use it. Tech companies are developing softwares. But the transformation process, the implementation process is not smooth or maybe does not exist. That's why in my PhD thesis, I've made a framework,
Right.
which is because, yesterday it was electronic health records as a new technology, then robotics, now AI. Tomorrow there will be another technology, but healthcare industry will be there. So the problem is healthcare industry is going to adopt, but it's not going to change. It's going to transform to adopt it. This is a misunderstanding all over. So I was having a discussion with one of a professor on LinkedIn. I posted something, and there was and I like it when people comment because that gives me different perspectives and understanding. So they were insisting that healthcare should change to adopt AI. Whereas I believe that if a car needs to use a new type of tire, the tire should come and adjust to the existing model and shape of the car.
To support its operations.
Exactly. Rather than car, it's changing it completely itself just to adopt a new tire because tire will keep on changing.
Yes.
The main body and structure will remain there. So, and this usage of technology in healthcare is not a one-man show.
It
It
definitely
requires multidisciplinary, interdisciplinary approach. But that one man that can connect all these entities together, speak multiple languages, is missing. And with my efforts, I'm trying to become, or I think I have become that hybrid expert. I can
Okay.
speak
Who
and
can solve
understand.
this problem
Yeah, who
properly?
can understand the management expectations,
Mm.
ROI, tech usage, government policies, governance, and then technology, how they are building. And there is a very interesting thing, Nausheen, you will be surprised to know that
Mm.
me as a physician can very confidently say that. It's my personal opinion. I might be wrong, but this is very commonly observed.
Mm.
We clinicians come across as a very stubborn or very hard-headed people,
Mhm.
which is not true. We are ready to adopt, but people should talk to us the way we understand. And this is one of the biggest advantages I'm enjoying now, being a researcher, being a transformation consultant. Because when I talk to my clinicians, they listen to me because they know that I know the pain points. I have been part of this process.
Mm.
For outsiders, they have to explain every teeny tiny thing, which is frustrating. We don't have time. I need to treat the patient.
Yeah, for sure.
So system is not bad, technology is not bad,
Mm.
pressure of government and organization is not wrong. But that merging point where that puzzle piece is missing, that's the pain point. And
Mm.
I'm trying to solve that to become the bridge among all this.
Hmm. So, how can the modern technological solutions improve workflow in healthcare and can also facilitate the service providers so that they do not burn out?
It is improving, as I said, that
Mm.
digitalization and digitization both leads to automation,
Yeah.
and a lot of things. Like for example, when I was a young clinician,
Hmm.
we used to write everything on those three papers. There is a white, then
Yeah.
yellow, and
Yeah.
pink,
Yeah.
something like that,
Yeah.
and one will go here and there. And keeping the
Yes.
patient records was itself a challenge.
Hmm.
So, but now I can just sit down and transcribe everything, so the system will adopt.
Hmm.
It's going to make my work faster, so I will have extra 10 minutes, or maybe you can say 10 joules of energy, which I can spend with my children
Yeah.
rather than reaching home burned out completely.
Yeah.
Similarly, it's very interesting that rather than running around and waiting for the radiologist to read all the images and then make a diagnosis, what these digital tools are doing, that they create a preliminary diagnosis. Then the radiologist is saving time. They are just looking at the main diagnostic findings,
Hmm.
and then they are finalizing the report.
Yeah.
So it is helping and it will
Hmm.
help.
Hmm.
But if you think that the AI will completely remove the radiologist from the process, that's
Not
not going to
possible.
happen.
Good. I don't want people to go away and machines to take over.
Take over.
Honest, I know it sounds crude and some people will think that we are thinking in a backward way, but that's the reality.
That's the reality, because
Yeah.
the human eye can identify those things the way, because machine learning is a fixed process.
Yeah.
Whatever you feed, it will just reproduce.
Hmm.
Whereas human brain is creative, intuitive,
Yes.
compassionate, which
Of course.
machines are not and will never be
Of course. Of course.
until
That's
I'm
very true.
alive.
So when it comes to the modern technology, including, let's say, artificial intelligence and virtual reality and all those different solutions that we have to use at our disposal
Mhm.
that are facilitating our work for us in healthcare, which one of these innovations excite you the most?
I'm a big fan of AVR, VR,
Mhm.
and as well as AI. And I'm a fan of all, technically robotics and anything which is digital. I'm a fan.
Hmm.
But once again, it should be properly aligned with my clinical work, and it should be properly implemented. Give me enough time to adopt and use it.
Yeah. So,
However, yeah,
so it means that the clinicians require more training.
uh, there is a research paper which I have planned, haven't written it yet.
Hmm.
Soon, once I get a little bit more time to do that.
Hmm.
Because when I'm being trained as a physician, even until today, we go to different wards, like, medicine ward, surgery ward, all these trainings we go through. We never go to technology ward.
Okay,
So
that is
this is,
missing.
yes, and this is another thing which I have raised in my European circle,
Hmm.
that we need to improvise the medical education, where during the year 3 or 4, we should go through the students should go through the technology training. So
Hmm.
I have developed a program for that, which I am patenting in Europe, and let's see who will pick it up.
That's good.
Yeah, there should be at least 3 months training or 6 months training where the students go and see the technology, understand the back end of the technology,
Yeah.
understand how it is being used on the clinical side,
Hmm.
and how they can make benefit. And the younger generation are very tech savvy. The
Hmm.
younger doctors are, because they are with these Gen Zs are with all the technological platforms.
Yeah.
So it will be easy. So AI, I'm more happy to use it as a diagnostic tool or
Okay.
as an assistant
Facilitator.
facilitator while
Yeah.
I'm treating the patient.
Hmm.
AR, VR is more for me, it's more for the training purposes.
Yes.
So even at the early years of education, when
Hmm.
we are teaching the human body and different things, for us, it was like you have to go through the books and look at the diagrams. But now we can create those things in 3D,
Simulations.
4D
Yeah.
simulations.
Yeah.
They can do all this. So yeah, why not? And very, very recently, we have written a chapter of a book with few of my surgeon companions. They invited me for that,
Hmm.
where we are using AI to give the feedback to the robotic surgeons in the early stage of learning.
Right.
And you know how it is. Otherwise, a senior surgeon has to be there to
Hmm.
give them feedback during that practice and simulation. Now, AI is providing the initial feedback. So once they join the senior surgeon for a surgery, they are able to do some parts of the surgery. So it is pushing their training faster.
Hmm.
We are creating more specialists faster.
So for learning and development, it's a good tool.
Yes, absolutely. Yep.
Yeah, that's very good. So how do you evaluate? Like trends are changing quickly, technology is evolving very fast. This is the
Mm.
preliminary thing, and of course, this is a fact, right? What you're using today will be less efficient after 2 months. Let's say 6 months. Okay,
Yes.
at a stretch. So how do you evaluate whether a technology is just a trend or it's really useful? I know there is testing for that,
Hmm.
but the testing might not be as accurate as the experience of every surgeon. And then the experience of every surgeon or doctor differs. So what do you recommend here?
So you have actually brought me to the main pain point.
Mm.
Who is evaluating that? That is the main question.
I think that usually the tech aficionados are doing that
And
at the
this is
moment.
the biggest problem.
Right.
They develop the technology, they tell us how it's going to work and what outcomes are there.
Mm.
But the evaluation and governance should always come from healthcare. My physicians and nurses should give the feedback and evaluation whether it is really producing. Then these technologies will scale. That's why this is becoming a huge problem in the world. Not only AI, other technologies are facing challenges and they are not scaling in healthcare. So, you know what do they say usually? Healthcare is a very tough industry. Clinicians are not cooperative. I hear that a lot.
Right.
I used to get very angry, but now I smile and laugh. Did
Mm.
you do your job correctly? Did you speak the right language?
Yeah.
So, because when I'm saying that I'm not going to adopt as a
Mm.
physician a technology, take my feedback. I will tell you the $1 billion critique which might help you to improve your technology,
Yeah.
which tech companies are usually not very excited about.
Mm.
And there is something which we understand from the personality perspective. It was very interesting for me during my PhD studies when I was studying human behavior.
Mm.
Most of the tech people are usually introverts because they need that inside creativity to focus on developing codes and creating softwares.
Mm.
Whereas we clinicians, but, not by choice, but as professionals, we are extroverts
Right.
because we have to talk to the patient. We have to talk to each other. We have to work as a team all the time.
And you have to be open.
Yes. So we are more open for collaboration, discussion, critique, feedback. Whereas tech people are usually introvert and they're very proud of their creativity. But at the same time, they don't like the critique. So this brings the clash.
Mm.
That's a,
Right. So what I understand now is that you're a bridge between the, let's say, innovators in tech
yes,
and the needs of the healthcare system. So
exactly.
you represent both sides in a way.
Yes,
You bring them together and you try to have them have, you try to let them have a happy marriage.
exactly. So they both are happy and they both are producing happy children on both sides, which is profitability in a business world.
Yes.
So, and I got actually certified. I got a training in Europe for artificial intelligence in healthcare. And to my surprise, Because once again, it was being run by the tech people.
Hmm.
They taught me the language Python, which is the background language for AI, and I learned it, how it works. But at the same time, they were asking me to code. And at that point, I backed off. I said, I'm not going to code. They were like, no, this is part of the assignment. I said, but I will never code. I have understood how to code. I have understood what command should be there. I will be more involved in the outcome which I want.
Right.
So they gave me another interesting assignment that give us 5 scenarios where these outcomes or coding can fail for AI. So instead of coding assignment, I did a different assignment. And that helps me to speak the language of tech people, to understand them better. And at the same time, my actual identity is a clinician. That's my fraternity. I will always be there. And at the same time, it brings a very good information to me. So I do research on these things. I write research papers on those things.
Okay. That is very good.
Hmm.
That is very good. What methodologies do you use while you are advising the systems and the
So-
organizations?
And the organizations. As we say that in God we believe, and after God we believe in data.
Right.
So it should be factual, data based.
Yeah.
So I am a person who goes into those numbers and world things and that and this and of course internally hospital and all that stuff, because you cannot identify a problem until unless you don't have a data to support it.
Right.
I can say that moon is in the north, but it's not. And if it is, I need to confirm it by the data.
You have to
right?
prove it.
Yeah. So one of the most important thing is the data, the actual thing which proves my point. And the second thing is the realistic approach. What happens in a daily life, in an outpatient clinic, in an emergency room, in a surgery ward, or maybe in the operation theater, or in an ICU. So the real world. So bringing all those together with the data is my way of telling the story. I'm a storyteller. That's why my research, mostly if you see, it's always qualitative research.
Yeah.
I like quantitative, but for me, it's too fast. There was like no crispy, thing to
Season
learn.
it.
Yes. Whereas qualitative is more descriptive storytelling. You find meanings and you take perspectives and write about it. So combining data, combining real scenario, and telling a story is my way of convincing.
Yes. It shows that your creative side as well is quite strong, apart from being a scientist.
Analytical
Yes.
and storytelling, yeah.
That is good. In your views, how can hospitals and clinics adopt modern technology without crashing their existing systems?
It's a costly process. And you know why? Not because that they have to hire someone like me to come and do the work as a consultant, or they have to, buy an expensive software. No. They have to put the people out of the work
Ah, okay.
weekly basis for some hours to go through the training, then bring them back. During the week, they slowly start using it. Then next week, take them out. So imagine a doctor, let's say an cardiologist, is not doing a clinic for 2 hours, which means 4 patients. Usually an appointment is half an hour long. The effect on the revenue of the hospital.
Will be affected. Yeah.
Yes. And of course, the backlog of the patient, how many patients will be. So it's a crucial thing.
But learning is still very necessary
It is important.
because systems cannot lag behind the trends. They cannot miss out on using what can actually optimize their progress.
Absolutely. And this is the place where I argue, or I would say politely discuss with the chief medical officers and CFOs that you have to take the people out of the work for a few hours every day or maybe every week. Otherwise, you will not see the results. Like you look at the AI, it's based on machine learning. If we don't give enough time for the machine to learn, even machine cannot produce the results what we expect.
Of course.
Look at ChatGPT back in 2021 and now. It has matured up because it took the time to learn.
Yes.
Then how can we expect humans? So once again, they brought this ultrasound machine in our emergency room and they're asking us to use it. I would love to use this smart machine, but please give me time to learn, to play with it, to see how it works. And then I will be happily using it.
Hmm.
Don't we spend time in driving schools?
Yeah.
That's the same thing. But healthcare is under such a burden because
Hmm.
we have shortage of physicians. Diseases are increasing and
Evolving.
evolving as well, yes. And then there is a pressure of regulators and authorities. I write those policies sometimes and I feel bad for my people because, there are forms, there are checklists, there are signatures, there are so many formalities that we have to do for patients. And at the same time, you're forcing them to go and learn something new, which is not very clear to them that it's going to help them or not.
Hmm.
So these are the barriers. Otherwise, things can be beautiful with technology and all that.
Very true. Yes, that's
So
very
give the time to your human capital, your
true.
healthcare providers to
It's
learn and adopt.
Yeah. So it's an investment that they have to make. It's an
Exactly.
unavoidable investment.
And as a part of change management, whenever something new will enter the system, the chances of errors, the
Will increase.
possibilities of accidents will increase. So organizations should take a deep breath and be prepared for those things and be ready to mitigate and manage those situations. So their risk managers should be on the toes,
Yeah. Yeah.
which is one other challenging, demanding work.
Yes. So we have talked about how we can use tech very efficiently and prepare for the future, right?
Mhm.
And we have also touched upon the humanistic aspect. So when we repeat ourselves and remind ourselves again and again that the human touch cannot go away, that we need our people to be there, no matter
Yes.
how efficient our systems are. What exactly do you mean with the humanistic aspect? We need your emphasis on that.
Okay, so healthcare, like as we say about, it's healthcare is by the humans, for the humans,
Yes.
and it will always remain humanistic. Because you and me, we know that even we have accounts full of billion of dollars and we have tons of golds and oil, whatever we have. If you have a pain in your knee or in your tooth, you cannot survive.
My God.
You cannot even enjoy a penny,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
So, to understand your pain, to accommodate and embrace you in that moment, is the humanistic approach.
Hmm.
So, a dentist can use different machines to treat your tooth.
Yeah.
We can use antibiotics and different painkillers. But if they will not talk to you nicely, you will never feel that fully taken care of.
Yeah.
If you recall, in older times, our grandfathers and all, they used to travel miles and miles to go and see a particular, healer, just because that healer was very compassionate. And that, history of touching feeling the pulse was not only just analyzing the pulse, it's the
Yes.
connection between two humans, that promise that,
You will be taken care of.
yes.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that is, for me, that is humanistic. And coming to the technology, if one human cannot use it efficiently and another human, my patient, is not getting benefit of it, masalama, bye bye.
Yes, that's true. That's true. So, in your views, how elaborate and accurate should be the instructions for deploying the modern technology to healthcare systems? And what are the loopholes at the moment that are deterring performance?
So one of the things I highlighted, the time constraint, because we have like shortage and increase in the demand and all. Secondly, the existing systems kind of keeps us locked into particular roles. Even like, when even the healthcare professionals, when they're trying to grow or professionally, I would say like a nurse is trying to get a promotion or something. So they need to go through certain certifications and training. So time constraint is there. But when we say that successful deployment, it is a huge thing. Like AI is one technology, but healthcare itself is 20 departments in a hospital. So OBS and gynae is not one department, it's two. Ops is mostly predominantly focused on child birth, conceiving, prenatal, antenatal, postnatal care. Whereas gynecology is more about treating the ovarian cancers, uterine problems, surgical removals, right? So even that is two different. So a person who understands those delicacies, those intricate, clinical differences, we need to develop more people within healthcare. So what I'm optimizing in next 10 years, I have to develop more hybrid experts like me. So this will be called champions or agents of technology. So one agent in ops department, one agent in gynae, one agent in ICU, one agent in, and medicine is huge, So it's like endocrinology, gastroenterology, whatnot, even in surgery. So we have neurosurgeons, we have ENT
Yes.
surgeons, we have, head and neck, chest, abdomen.
Yeah.
It's all different.
It's all different.
So we need to create more hybrid experts in different departments and different specialities
Right.
who will promote this. Because as I said, it's not a one-man show, but we need that one man who can build the show and continue it.
Continue it, right. Very true. So I'm thinking, and I'm thinking deeply while I'm talking to you. When we say that, okay, machines can help patients in many ways, the doctors can rely on AI when they are going through diagnosis stage, it will facilitate them. Okay, if I put my symptoms in a system, it will also give me some diagnosis, right?
Absolutely. Like
Does
Google
it mean,
search.
does it mean, yeah, like Google search. So does it mean it's committing more patient autonomy? Or does it mean that I might not always get the right kind of diagnosis and I'm misinterpreting my own symptoms and I'm confused and I might go for something bad, which will harm my body because I'm trying to self-medicate?
No. That's why we have restriction on certain medications which you cannot even buy over the counter. So coming back to that, the patient autonomy as a patient safety specialist. By the way, that's very funny. Sometimes people find it very interesting that I have certification in almost everything in healthcare. And of course, that's my, I would say, curiosity to learn
Right.
because I want to learn it authentically. So as a patient safety specialist, I can tell you patient autonomy, the first of all, it starts with that they have the right to take decisions with the clinician what treatment they would prefer. Me as a clinician will offer them the options. So if they refuse something, I cannot force them.
Yes.
And if they demand something until unless it is aligned with my clinical guidelines, I can do that. If it does not, of course, I have to apologize and not to give them that treatment. But people do those kind of things and they think that by having the wrong information, I have autonomy. So if you doubt your physician, then don't go to them.
Yes.
Respect their expertise. So from coming from my clinical scenario, I have, and these are the experiences we live with. There was a lady, she was at last stage of her critical illness. She was brought into our emergency room, severe pain. And we wanted to give her painkillers. But she refused. And she said that, anyway, I'm about to die. Let me endure this pain because this will help me to wash my sins. And that was her firm belief. We tried our best to convince, but once she refused, she refused. So this is the power of patient autonomy. But there was an incident where a patient came to me demanding some restricted medication to be prescribed for a month.
Yeah.
Which of course, and that patient ended up complaining against me and everything. And when we investigated, when the quality department investigated, they realized that it was not possible for me to write those restricted medications for them. So patient autonomy now, being knowledgeable, the third point I wanted to raise here.
Yes.
Being knowledgeable about a disease is very good. They should know their body, who they are, what affects them or suits them, and at the same time get the knowledge from the right place.
Yes, that matters.
Yeah, because when you write something on a search engine, it gives you 200 pages. Now, what you are choosing is your choice.
Hmm.
So it's good to be knowledgeable. Come and argue with me clinically, but come with the right knowledge. Not like, I read it somewhere and this and that.
This is very common, and many healthcare related jokes come out of that.
So my generation of physicians, we used to get very upset with the um, doctor, search engine or Dr. Google, because
Dr.
we Google it and it's saying that. And now we are saying, please don't bring Dr. AI to my clinic. If you have already done a consultation and you're satisfied, why you're coming to challenge me?
Hmm.
But if you are in my office, so at least listen to my options and my clinical judgment.
Hmm. Hmm. So, when a clinician applies a diagnosis that has been uh, offered by an AI software,
Mhm.
and it results in something unexpected, let's say
Unpleasant.
unpleasant, who owns the responsibility?
This is something, a hot topic. If you look at my LinkedIn page, this is what I have been highlighting, and that comes under the governance of AI. Because healthcare, every industry has its own governance. Like look at banking industry, aviation industry, and all. But at the same time, healthcare governance, particularly for AI right now, is a huge gap
Hmm.
all over the globe.
Right.
And we don't have, I would say, fixed authority or something which we can governments and associations and authorities are working on it right now. So now, if the patient gets harmed,
Yeah.
who finally wrote that clinical decision is the clinician.
The clinician.
So it always remains the liability of the treating physician.
Hmm.
If a patient gets harmed, the hard earned license of my fraternity is at risk. Nobody is going to put the AI in the jail. Is the programmer or the coder who developed that software going to lose the license to develop? No.
No.
So that's what, and this is another crucial thing which tech people needs to understand, that if I'm adopting their software, I'm putting my license at risk. How much liability they are sharing with me? They are not.
Hmm. So, are there any well-defined governance frameworks that are being used at the moment?
Particularly in Middle East, it's still under, as per my knowledge, it might be wrong, but as per my knowledge and information, as I'm more studying governance of AI right now, it's very underdeveloped. And I'm trying to find the right way or right people where I can participate in writing those policies
Okay.
and looking at the compliance of those policies and making sure that the whole umbrella of governance exists.
Hmm.
But when we talk about Europe, so some European authorities, they do have those governance guidelines, and very interestingly, who are doing this? Clinicians with the law schools.
Okay.
It's a combined work of lawyers and clinicians
Hmm.
who are developing those policies and governance protocols.
Of course, they must have experience.
Yes, exactly. So I'm looking for that authority if we can do something in Middle East like that. Let's see. But at the moment, that's quite, I would say, early stage.
Right. How is modern technology helping in improving patient engagement?
This is very, very nice because, as I said, that I'm a fan of AR and VR. So we are using those things to create those videos to educate the patient, particularly when it comes to critical surgeries
Right.
or, deep down tissue treatments and all. So few of the hospitals, of course, I cannot mention names right now because I'm not promoting anyone. So they have done that they have those videos, or the surgeons or the treating physicians will give you. And even they have those kind of uh, basic treatments, like, when you use this ventilator or puffs or injecting different medications like insulin and all. So they have created those videos.
Right.
So they
To
can
guide them.
Yeah. And very interestingly, it can be customized.
That is good.
Like it will be your avatar taking that injection or taking that medication, and why it is important to take a medication before food, what happens in the stomach, how it helps in absorption. So we have those things, and I think we should more work on that because that is helping the patient education, and then patients become partners with us in treating them. It's not I just gave you the medication, you go home and you come back after 1 month with no change. No, you have to partner with me to
Yeah.
treat yourself.
Yeah, that is good.
Yeah.
So we have talked about tech, we have talked about the way the clinicians can rely on tech and the way they face challenges. We have not talked about the challenges that patients can face.
So the challenges which patients can face, particularly for the technology,
Hmm.
I would segregate it into the generations.
Okay.
So we still have baby boomers in the world, and even for them to use an Android phone or a basic phone, it's a very different thing.
Hmm.
Then we have those Gen Alphas and all who are like unable to understand that we used to dial the phone.
Yeah.
So I belong to that in between generation, which we called a special generation, like Xennials, who are born at the, which are like a mixture of Gen X and Gen Y. So we are the last generation to use an analog world,
Hmm.
and we are the first generation to type www dot to take and use the mobile phones.
Hmm.
So I've seen that transition. So coming to the patient challenges, it is segregated into, I would say, age groups.
Okay.
Asking an older generation to use, I would say, a traditional treatment or physiotherapy treatment with needles and all, it makes sense to them. They have done it without scientific research. Now it is being done with scientific research.
Hmm.
So for them, it's a good thing. But telling this to a younger generation that we can unblock a nerve or relax a muscle with a needle, it doesn't make sense to them.
They will be shocked.
They will be like, how could, for them, just give me the painkiller, just give me a vitamin, or just give me this muscle relaxant. So it's like there are different things.
Yeah.
And this once again brings stress and responsibility on the physician.
Hmm.
That and that again, once again, technology cannot do it.
Yeah.
As a
People have to.
compassionate, yeah, clinician, I need to see which generation do you belong to, which part of the world you grew up. This is actually a hot topic in healthcare, which we call healthcare equity.
Hmm.
That depending upon the social background, the brought up, the generation, and everything, so we should, treat the patients equally, but at the same time meeting your expectations and things which you can understand.
Yes. So that brings us to personalized healthcare.
Yeah, which is precision medicine.
Yeah.
That's why there is a boom for that. Yeah.
Hmm. Hmm. So, what innovations do you believe will be very, very, very big impact makers
In
in health
in
care
healthcare, in
systems?
healthcare system will be very big or
Yeah, will
very
be making an impact
in
in future.
impact. Nothing particular. I believe every technology can make the impact
Hmm.
until and unless it is designed to benefit the clinician and the patient,
Both.
both simultaneously. Some softwares are designed for clinicians, some softwares are designed for patient. And very sadly, once again, it's my personal opinion, it's quite blunt, but let me say that now publicly. Please don't create softwares just to generate money out of healthcare industry. Please don't do that. Let's create softwares, let's create technology which is helping clinicians and producing good outcomes for the patients.
Right.
Those will be lifelong, those will be keep on being used and of course adding value. So this is something which I don't like when people, healthcare is world's largest industry, including
Yeah.
pharmaceutical. Healthcare has a lot of money, and we have financial constraints as well.
Yes.
But at the same time, just don't bring any, ABC software to sell it in healthcare and make money.
Hmm.
Do it compassionately, thinking how it will benefit my nurses and doctors, how it will benefit my patients, then see the success and impact.
True. True. That's good. So, what advice would you give to healthcare professionals who want to really help the system?
Hmm. Guys, let's work together. Let's, let's be more, I would say, open minded, and let's become those hybrid experts, because healthcare cannot outsource people to adopt or manage anything inside the healthcare. It is
Yes.
us. We have to do it. So join this, new, I would say, expertise in healthcare. Bring your interdisciplinary approach, bring your multidisciplinary knowledge. Let's work together and let's become more let's create more hybrid experts within healthcare industry.
Yeah.
And that's how the technologies will see the success. That's how the patient outcomes will improve. That's how the organizations will proudly say, we have successfully used technology. And that's how the government agendas will be successfully fulfilled. That we are, yeah, like 80% of our hospitals are using technology.
Yeah.
Why? Because we have
Very true.
hybrid experts. We have those human
Yes.
capital who can do that job.
So, of course, with changing times, with changing technologies, our curricula also has to change.
Absolutely.
So, what advice do you give to those curricular designers, people who are decision makers in that space?
Once again, most of the time when I try to discuss that, I bump into baby boomers or Gen X, I would say. And it's a little bit of challenge to convince them. I purely believe that the way they are holding the tradition of medicine, it's beautiful. But at the same time, we have to evolve according to the upcoming generations and all. I would like to offer them some trainings, some sessions
Okay.
where they get the exposure and they understand me better. That what am I trying to change in the curriculum? I'm not changing it. Whatever is there, the foundation, the traditional medicine, the studies, it's there. The traditional way of learning of medicine. I'm improvising it.
Okay.
So, and it's one of the most difficult thing, Nousheen. God help me, Allah help me for that. But yeah, even when I talk about it, people look at you like, this is crazy idea. But this is the futuristic
This
idea.
is the
We have
futuristic.
to improvise, we have to evolve. So the most important thing is come out of your, I would say, comfort zone and let me open the window for you so you can see the world which I'm seeing, which the new generation is seeing. Take that breath of fresh air and realize that it's not scary. It's just new. It's just different.
Yeah. I see a lot of passion when I'm talking to you.
Thank you.
And I understand there is a desire to make a difference.
Yes. And it's a very
and
honest desire.
It's a very earnest desire.
Yes.
Which is resting there and is not letting you sleep. I can see that also.
Oh, even I'm sleeping, I'm processing those ideas.
Yes.
Healthcare is COVID proved it big time. Then when all the industries were shut down, healthcare was the most important. It's not only that it was a pandemic, but it was the most important industry at that
It
time.
will continue to be one of the
And
most
it will,
important
yes,
industries.
because human health is the most important
course.
thing. As I said, that you have everything, but if you have a pain in your tooth, the whole world looks ugly.
Yes. And this is all you're conscious of, your pain
Yes,
and nothing else.
exactly. So I am very blessed to be a physician. I'm very thankful to Allah that He chose this profession for me.
Yeah.
And I had that very exciting, I would say, crazy journey in healthcare. There was one point, Nausheen, let me be very honest. It's been now since 21, 22 years that I'm working as a clinician, in healthcare. I've been called confused. I've been called crazy. I've been called lost because they saw me moving from one department to another, management to quality to research to training to this and that to infection control to facility management and all.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they were like, do you even know what you're doing? I used to tell them, I know what I'm doing. Just wait and watch. And with this PhD completion, with my thesis and all the research, now people can see the holistic approach.
Yes.
And now my friends and my colleagues actually, some praise me.
They
and-
understand you.
Yeah. And some envy that, oh my God, now we understand what she was doing. Because the holistic approach which I have in the industry right now has become become a very rare expertise. And they appreciate it. Even people who are envy actually are there appreciating it, but in
Yeah.
a negative way.
They want to be like that too.
Yeah, that envy is a negative appreciation, but it is an appreciation. So I'm very proud to be a physician. That will always remain my identity, despite that I have become a professor and I teach in a business school as well. By the way, in UAE, there are universities who are working on AI courses. They have bachelor's and master's courses as well. But once again, the challenge I see that they have more technology related people.
Right.
But when you're doing AI in healthcare, you need those hybrid experts actually to be with them. So I am very proud to be part of this industry, and physicians and my nurses are my fraternity. I will always speak on their behalf. And as I said, it's always a bottom up approach, any adoption of innovation or technology. And it will always be like that.
Right.
Yeah.
You're very successful as a professional. You're very dedicated to your work. You're very mission driven. You have a clarity of vision. You're working in the right direction. How do you create that work life balance?
Ah, yeah, that's a very smart thing. Yes, I have to put extra effort into it, and it all comes down to the time management.
Yes.
Because I believe, Nousheen, that we entered this world on a particular date and time, and we are going to leave the world on a particular date and time.
Yeah.
Not gold, not money, not property. The only asset and the most important asset I have is time in this life. And I can sleep 4 hours, 6 hours per day, not a problem. But every day I have to, get this feeling I used my time efficiently.
We have to make it count.
Yes, I contributed something to this world. Maybe a smile for you, maybe a piece of bread to a bird or something, but I have contributed, I have used my time positively.
Right.
So time management, it's a game of time management.
Very true. Very true. When it comes to commitment, I see a lot of commitment to work.
Hmm.
How do you manage commitment between your other roles
Okay, of
as
course,
a mom,
as
as a
a
wife, as a
wife, as a
daughter?
mother, as a daughter. So I was just telling you about my friends that they are once they know that I'm around, they will catch me for a coffee. So it's not only the family and all, it's the friends as well. And I'm very blessed to have very kind friends. God bless all of them. I wish if I can take their names right now. So the thing is, without compromising my happiness, my health, and the right on myself, I still manage those. Sometimes, yes, sometimes it slips here and there a little bit. And I used to be very tough on myself that why did I do this? But then, of course, with maturity, I realized I'm a human, I'm a woman. It's okay if I can make a mistake. And if your friends and family loves you, even if there is a glitch, they will even forgive you. And if they don't forgive you, that's a filter. They are not friends.
Yeah, yeah.
So you have to be smart to sort things and people, evaluate that who is going to come along, because I cannot have drowning stones. There are some people who become drowning stones. They come and tie to your,
Oh, yeah.
and they are drowning and they're
They pull
taking
you
you
down.
down.
Yeah.
So, and there is no harm. It is not being mean. It is being honest to yourself, to your time. There's no problem in cutting the cord and letting yourself free.
Yeah.
So I have said goodbyes to people. In the bracket, I have given shut up calls to some people. Sorry.
That's okay.
Sorry, but that was needed to, protect my self-esteem, to protect my sanity and my mental health.
Yeah. So, in your views, what is real happiness?
Real happiness. This is sometimes I ask people, they said to be grateful or to be successful and all this. No. For me, growing up in a very chaotic life, different directions, I've relocated 4 or 5 times in life in different countries. And of course, being mother, wife, elder sister in the family. The real happiness is the inner peace and inner satisfaction. Do I love myself? Do I like myself? Not in a way that I'm narcissistic, but the peace inside me, that I can sleep peacefully. At the end of the day, I have the courage to reflect inside and talk to myself what I did good today, what was not good. How can I fix that problem which happened? How can I fix the mistake which I did? And I'm someone who just go around and ask for apology, even if I feel that I've done something wrong or I've said something very, I would say, strongly or harshly, because I reflect inside. So if you have the courage every night to reflect inside and judge yourself rather than others outside, this is the happiness. That means you know yourself and you love yourself, and then you can sleep peacefully.
Very good. What makes us successful?
Hmm. If it's a little bit of a religious belief,
Hmm.
so allow me to add there.
Sure.
If I can proudly tell this to Allah right now, in this moment, and even after leaving the world, that is a true success. If I cannot tell this to Allah that this is a real success or I'm happy that I've achieved it, that means I've done something wrong. So it's a religious belief.
Okay.
If I can, talk to Allah, yes, Allah, I did that and I'm happy that I achieved this and I did. It's a talk between me and Him.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
My
It's a
pleasure.
pleasure to have you with us today, and I truly enjoyed our conversation. I'm sure that you guys have also enjoyed it and you will benefit from it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Nousheen, for the invitation and for accepting my, I would say, unusual views.
They're useful views.
Thank you. Yes, I hope that it will create that benefit for people and the society, inshallah, and
Inshallah.
for the healthcare in any way, whatever I can do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
inshallah.
Thank
Inshallah.
you so much. Pleasure. My pleasure to be here.